That's right. It's another late night, which means it's time for another reach into the Just Giggle It grab bag. And tonight we're pulling out. Oh, what do you know? Replenished bag. What do we have? Oh, Katie takes over the cold open, and oh, there's a straggler. Oh my goodness, what do we have here? And a Nic Cage monologue. It's an opening fiesta from JGI at Home, episode 2. What do you know?
Dragon, I'm playing an instrument right now. Do you know what I'm playing?
I hope not the world's smallest violin. What are you playing?
I'm playing the world's smallest violin, but I'm playing it in honor of SNL because JGI at Home just curb stomped SNL, son. Oh my god, Dragon! 2 episodes in, man. 2 episodes in, and JGI at Home. I'm telling you guys, it's not just because we follow the series and we do a podcast about the sketches and everything. I am just like seeing the growth of these guys, seeing the growth of this team of people collaborating and working with each other and kind of honing their own talents. Dragon, I'm just like, oh man, this is just so high quality, Dragon. That's all I can say is quality. It's like blue meth sketch comedy right now, Dragon.
That it is, that is. I think we can agree that episode 2 was a rousing success, and I was wondering, there's always the old second product syndrome. Like, they really made a splash with that pilot, with that first episode, all that parables and all that, if you will, but can they keep it going? Is it a fluke of a success? And of course, we know JGI better than that. Of course, it wasn't a fluke. Of course, these guys, they're all true grit, man. They're always pulling themselves by the bootstraps, they're getting across that comedy finish line and making Lorne Michaels cry. I mean, I remember, like, writing the comments somewhere. I forget if it was on the Discord or if it was in during the live, because so many comments fly by when we're doing the live, the premiere, when they premiere these things. It's like, hey, JG, Lorne Michaels needs to eat too. Don't steal his thunder that much. He's,
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So the opening sketch, of course, is What If I Opened the Show? A Katie Mary Garland special. Dragon, do you have any other context for it before we get into it?
Well, sure. First of all, I mean, it's just kind of like a fun quote they put on there, Teague. It's not the name of the thing. It's just Katie Garland.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah. The name of the thing is Katie Takes Over. You're right.
Yeah, Katie Takes Over.
The name of the sketch isn't literally What If I Opened the Show? Although that would be an adorable name of a sketch.
It would be. Oh, I guess we have the MVP. People are. I love this. And with JGI at Home, there's now these awesome polls about the kind of the hopefuls, like placing money on who's going to dazzle us all with their sketch this coming episode for JGI at Home. And I gotta tell you, Katie Mary Garland's been stealing it lately. Everyone's been going towards Katie. I mean, maybe it's the ukulele charm of late. I don't know, but people have been flocking with their votes towards good old KMG. All right, now, in all seriousness, this is the we have like another heightened desk opening, which is kind of what we had with the first installment, the first episode. Let's see. I think we're not supposed to have a reflective banners, like people just kind of glimpse by the visuals we got going on here, right?
Wait, what now?
We're not supposed to change the banner on this, right? We're good as it is, right?
Well, I mean, I'm just going to just when we transition over into recapping the sketch, I'm going to change the banner.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Sorry about that.
So let me know when you're going to transition into the sketch.
Right. So essentially, folks, this is their cold open, very heightened desk, kind of a backstage, kind of all that style opening. This is this I felt again. I'm loving these openings so much, aren't you?
Oh yeah, definitely. And like you said, Dragon, all I can say, Dragon, this is high praise coming from me. Watching this kind of stuff it gives me the excitement that I had as a kid watching all that. It kind of gives me almost an adrenaline rush of like, oh boy, we're going to see some really funny people pull off some really funny sketch comedy and it's going to be awesome. And just Dragon having that team dynamic, the running gag, of Poncio, kind of Poncio's kind of saga on this whole thing. I love that there's almost like a storyline to it going week to week. Man, I'm glowing about it, dude.
Absolutely. So let's break it down. Let's break down all the fun here. Of course, for anyone curious, again, you'll notice we're only breaking down the openings this installment. We're pretty much kind of we're kind of breaking them down as they're kind of being uploaded after the fact. So we're kind of replenishing the grab bag because you're going to have at least like a week in between here. So we want stuff to talk about. So we're going to let that build up and then kind of tackle it as it comes. But today they uploaded basically both parts of the opening. So we thought, well, what the heck? Let's cover both parts of the opening. All right.
Okay, so let's get into it. So first of all, we have the the ding dong as the people get let in. Poncio, Piper, and Katie mysteriously absent is one Joshua Thomas.
Yes, now two things. One, I love that that Katie's watching Friends, potentially a little bit of an HBO Max plug. Who knows? I don't.
Dragon, the internet is blowing up over Friends because of HBO Max. I don't even understand it really.
I think I'm watching
over Friends.
I mean, like I've been watching it. I watched Legends of Tomorrow today, and they do like a Friends parody, and you can't escape it, Tiki. Anywhere you go, you can't escape the Friends mania.
Honest Trailers did a 10-minute Friends Honest Trailer.
I know, I watched that too today. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like everyone's going gaga because for tomorrow, of course, being the HBO Max launch day and everything.
Because it's the first time we'll ever get to watch Friends.
I know, right? Ever. I mean, it's not like it's able to watch it on Netflix previously, or maybe the DVDs. Or God forbid. Yep. Right. I mean, God forbid we actually pop in a disc or something. Just God.
Did you know that the name of the DVD set is literally called The One with All 10 Seasons?
I mean, like when they put them all together for like a
yeah. When they put them all together, they box them up as The One with All 10 Seasons.
That's really cute. I never thought. That's adorable. Anyway, so the point being, Katie Merrigarn, little Friends mania is kind of interrupted by the meeting. So it's her, Poncio, and Piper Henson going for a little Zoom call, a little Zoom kind of planned sesh, a little reflection over how the first episode went. Also, a little foreshadow for our three players who are going to be in the Zoom sketch that kind of closes things out for the most part in episode 2, which is kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. So Katie, she's so basically, Katie gets the ball rolling with the feedback on episode 1, like, "Oh my gosh, y'all!" And of course, throwing a lot of y'all in there. That's good. Yeah, it's good old KMG there for you. She's throwing like kind of a nice.
She knows how to weaponize her southern charm, Dragon.
Yeah, a little folksy y'all. Little folksy y'all never hurt anybody, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, so it's like, "Oh my gosh, y'all! The first show was so much fun." We're not doing it right, Jess. I'm sure Katie McGovern's watching. She's just rolling her eyes. Oh, those.
oh, God.
those dopes.
Like, yep, this affirms that these people are indeed the whitest men on the internet.
Oh, sure. Didn't know anyone was contesting that, but yes, we're whiter than David High Pierce skiing, folks. At least I am. Anyway.
Oh man.
So Piper Ensign, of course, she loved the fan interaction, which we all did, Piper. Thanks for noticing. Point being, all the fan interaction was fun. All that's everything. It was a rousing success all around there. But then they combined. They addressed I love how Katie kind of like nudges the elephant in the room. Where I did have some suggestions. And of course, Piper's okay. Let's address the elephant in the room. I love the maternal kind of like again Piper Henson being kind of the co-captain of the ship here. It's like okay, let me lay down the law here, guys.
Alex, your sketch was butt. And then Poncio, he leaps to his defense, man. He's like, hey, I promised butt, I delivered butt. A Poncio promise is a Poncio promise.
A Poncio promise always persists.
Right, a Poncio promise always persists. Say that 3 times fast.
Poncio promise always persists. Anyway, okay, we're not going to worry about that. Anyway, so kind of reminds me of that Christmas Chronicles credo. Remember the whole like a Pierce sees it through, that whole thing.
Oh God.
Anyway, so the point being, again, this is an excellent. You're right, Dave. It's an excellent callback to the whole like starting the first one. Like I promised, told you it was going to be butt. And again, they cover their bases so well on that. And I loved how much of a meal they made out of it. Adds kind of a meta contextual thing to the heightened universe, or at least to the quote unquote heightened universe. I know it's not officially branded as heightened, but they're hashtagging as heightened. So who are they trying to kid? They know it's heightened. We know it's heightened. It's heightened anyway.
Mm-hmm.
One guy, I love Defiant Poncio. You know me, Tig. I love when we get some Defiant kind of Poncio doing D'Onofrio here. It says, hey, you listen to me, Piper. You listen now.
You listen to me and you listen now. Yeah, very Defiant.
And of course, now Piper says, well, he's got me there by logic. So, like, fine, but just at least, can you at least try to make this one not butt? And of course, TBD, Piper, TBD.
Oh God.
Just try, Alex. And of course,
Alex Poncio is an yeah. Alex Poncio is a corporation dragon. He runs on his own time. He's not a person. He's an organization. He's a business.
he's an enigmatic corporation man, that Poncio. Enigmatic corporation man. Okay, no, sorry, ridiculousness aside. So, he's going like, oh, Piper, Piper.
Now Poncio's embarrassed for us.
Sure. Yeah, he is. Anyway, okay. So then Katie here, she commends Piper's musical kind of interlude from last episode. And of course, the pipes here going, shucks, oh shucks, it's adorable. So, of course, he's asking this is a great kind of like, again, this is the heightened version of Piper right here. This whole like, which lyric was your favorite? And of course, like the song very much built around not enough. So, not enough.
Yeah, Dragon, I've kind of had that experience where it's like, people will play me a song and be like, oh, so what lyric stuck out to you? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. I need to listen to the song more than once. It's like,
yeah. It's like, hey, what was your favorite part of that Daft Punk song? Well, it was the
Around the World.
Okay. Anyway, so
where they sing Around the World. Yeah.
It's like when all the parts got faster and kind of musically entwined. I don't know. Anyway. All right, let's see.
That's the best part of every Daft Punk song. To be fair,
that's what I'm saying. So. Anyway, so let's see. So then Ponce is asking the question, "Hey, where's Josh?" Which leads to a wonderful kind of stammering KMG here, where she's I love it's kind of the revenge, kind of a revenge angle within the old Garfield Nermal dynamic that two of them share. Like she's the Nermal to Josh Thomas's Garfield.
Yeah, it's like she's finally kind of catching on to it after a long time of being just kind of like at his feet.
Yeah, she's pushing against the grain, man. She's slashing at his heels, man. She's going for it. He's like, she's gonna make it on her own, Tiki. She's gonna make it on her own.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so Mary Tyler Moore references. Okay. So this is, oh, he's a cool guy. He's just playing dumb here, and Ponzi's like, what does that have to do with anything? So then Piper says, okay, I'm gonna face. Oh, he's trying to FaceTime. Oh no, Piper, don't do that. No, don't do that. Anyway, so then a driving Joshua Thomas answers the phone, which I think would be illegal, but again, it's time. It's the end time, so I guess we'll forgive it.
Sporting an N64 shirt. Very classy, Josh. Very classy.
Josh is instantly questioning the meeting. Like, I love how.
So, why is there a Zoom meeting going on?
It's not Piper, a JGI Zoom meeting's not going on because if I'm not there, it's not a JGI Zoom meeting. Again, being very, the heightened version of Joshua Thomas, again, kind of that JGI stuff where he kind of turned the knob a little bit further on kind of the exaggeration scale, if you will, the old Spinal Tap approach to comedy. In this case, like, Joshua Thomas, a little bit more me in the heightened verse. Like we take the insecurity of Joshua Thomas and we kind of crank it up.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Piper here is taking it like a champ here, throwing some sass back at him.
I could have sworn that we were having a JGI meeting, Josh. Oh, look at that. We are.
Yeah, Piper sass.
Katie Gunn has a satisfied, chuckle at that.
Yeah. So let's see. So then we have kind of like, so this, Josh keeps going on about this half JGI meeting. So how did Katie get the login, Piper? I told you, do not give her the login, which of course leads to this great reveal. Alex? What was Ponce's response to this, Tiki?
I traded her for fossils in Animal Crossing.
My museum was boring without them, or something like that.
Dragon, I can say that filling out the museum with fossils is very, very fulfilling because you get to walk around a whole bunch of fully completed dinosaur skeletons. So yeah, Poncio, get on those fossils, man.
But you know what? Screw the fossils. Here's what people really need to get on. Okay, Fago Rain has some JGI merch within her Animal Crossing island thing, right?
I do need to get on that, man.
Yeah, the point being, forget the fossils. Get some of that JGI merch. I mean, both physically in the real world, but also in your Animal Crossing world. Why not? Okay. Let's see. So then, she's asking, Piper's asking Josh, hey, you want to join the half meeting? I don't need to join the half meeting because I have something to take. I got something I got to take care of before the show. And of course, knowing where this goes, like Josh, I love that we get to see him in motion. He's out of the car and he's on the move. He's holding his phone there, so we have a mobile. Also, this episode 2 of the JGI at Home on the Whole, Joshua Thomas is rather mobile and kind of he's guest starring in other sketches, which I did not think was going to be a possibility. But hey, what do you know?
Mm-hmm.
He's gone mobile.
Oh God.
Okay, let's see. So anyway, so we get back to the kind of the praise. Oh, Josh kind of chimes in like, okay, well, before he goes,
Alex,
like,
you killed it, bro. That sketch was dope.
Yeah, he's praising Poncio with an intentional satire on quarantine content.
And I love that kind of like it kind of like relates to like Joshua Thomas kind of being more of like the stoner humor type of guy. He more leans into that like slacker humor.
Sure. Let's see. So, of course, this is priceless here, and again, this is like a really fun dynamic within the JGI brood, especially kind of the Holy Trinity, if you will. Where at least in the Heightened verse, it seems like again you have kind of the matriarch and the patriarch of JGI, and kind of the co-creators, and kind of your Joshua Thomas and your Piper Hinton, and Poncio kind of falls in there under kind of like he's the next generation, as it were. He's kind of the kid within the marriage, if you will, kind of the business marriage. Where we have this thing. Josh, I was about to have Alex try. I was so close to getting Alex to try this week, Josh. And Josh's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Piper. That's my bad. That's on me." It's like you're trying to get the kid to eat the vegetables or do the homework. I was so close, and you bribed him. Darn it!
All right.
Before Josh goes away, he tells like, "Okay, listen, Pipers, please don't let Katie do the opening." And of course, he gets cut off when. It's cut off, which leads to the Piper offering Katie to do the opening.
So, Katie, how about doing the opening? And then, of course, Katie just like over the moon about it, just like, oh yes, finally.
But again, I love we have this heartfelt kind of hallmark moment with KMG, almost like a Full House moment, honestly. If you really look at it here, it's just I just wanted an opening where I wasn't pooped on.
Oh God!
And they're saying
that's Piper very supportive. You're fair. Well, you know what? You got it. Are you happy, Are you happy, Katie? Yes, I am.
We have some great off-screen comedy here. Like she thinks like a delivery is being made. She goes to answer her door, and of course we have one. I love this gag too. Basically, we have Poncio and Piper's gonna wait in here, and like we're waiting, and Poncio's raking her over the coals. Like, oh, you're questioning my content, Piper? We're waiting. That's all you got. So then, of course, we reveal like there's smoke in Katie's room and everything, and stuff's going on. And you're like, oh God! And then Tiki, what's happening?
Oh boy. Well, it turns out that that one Joshua Thomas left a big old bag of poop on Katie's doorstep, Dragon.
Yep, and lit on
bag
fire.
Of poop.
And lit on fire, and it's the oldest trick in the book, folks. And she fell for it.
Poop.
Yep, it's like, wait, what? So I think she said it's poop. Anyway, so, oh God. So then we have this hysterical kind of capper here where Josh then enters the Zoom call, and we have the merry prankster Joshua Thomas running at top speeds. Did Katie get to her door yet?
And that just, man, that's like totally in all that quality to everything that just went down there. Just the dynamics between the characters, kind of like the off-screen comedy, the tag at the end of it. I mean, I can't praise it enough. It's such a great way to be like, all right. And then once it's over, you really get in the mood. Like, okay, now we're in for some fun.
Again, very well timed, well edited. Again, this is kind of the stuff that people are kind of like some of the shows that were kind of stuck doing. They're kind of locked in Zoom stuff where they can only do so much with it. We're doing exceptionally well with like limited material in terms of what we can do, kind of split screened and everything. It's amazing.
Yeah.
All
right, so now we get to the monologue. Now it's monologue time with our special celebrity guest star, Dragon.
Yep.
Oh God, hold on, let me change out the tab. Move. So yeah, Dragon, I got to admit, just Nicolas Cage yelling "move" to the title cards. I was legitimately laughing so hard at that one thing that I missed like the first 30 seconds of his actual monologue when it was airing live. I was just like, oh my god, that just killed me. So that right off the bat is a great start.
So of course, I love that we're shaking things up with the MC runner. They're not doing specifically a host, but they're doing a just kind of like kind of your MC introducing things and doing kind of a quasi opening monologue. It's like not like joke heavy. Again, as they kind of called out the first episode here. And again, I like that it also encumbers the return of Joshua Thomas's rendition of Nic Cage.
Mm-hmm.
Who again needs money and is definitely on Binger's
mind. My agent
mind
told
everywhere.
me something called appearance fees, and I'm all over it.
Yep. By the way, little subtle detail. I wonder if people notice this. When Joshua does, when he puts the sunglasses on top of his Nic Cage persona, it sells it even more so because there's less of a Joshua Thomas and there, more of just kind of a Nic Cage, which makes it even more seamless. The more you put on his face to cover up the little details.
Yeah.
The sunglasses were a genius. It's a subtle choice, but it's a great one all the same. After he tells the title of Mood, we have one Nic Cage outside. Again, a little bit of like a good news, good omen sort of thing. Like, hey, we're outside now. And again, part of it's like, how many times can Joshua Thomas show the inside of his house? He's got to shake things up. So now he's on the outside of it. But also, if I'm going to read into the Krasinski factor of it all here, hey, perhaps we're inching a little slow. We're starting to reopen things slowly but surely. We're getting outside, not with people, but we're dipping a toe outside. It's getting there. Dipping a toe. Anyway, so of course, so I guess instead of an MC, it's an NC tonight. He's been taking a lot of
I've been
hosting
taking a
gigs.
ton of hosting gigs ever since my agent told me a little phrase called appearance fee.
He extends his well wishes and he encourages everyone to make smart decisions, which coming from Nic Cage is pretty funny. So let's see. Of course, your little sketch comedian. These little sketch comedians are going to try and entertain you. And let's see. Of course, you're probably asking yourself, why am I here? Why are you here, Nick? So we don't break your brain.
Nick, that is the question of the hour.
So we don't break your brain because since all this basically since since all the downtime we're doing this we have you've been doing your little cold open, your theme song, the opening monologue. We're doing all this during the downtime. Why so you don't feel alone? Why we're doing this so you don't feel alone? You're not you're not alone. Nikki's here for you. Holding your hand and basically guiding your way through here.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I love the dance. He's doing a little bit of a dancing here, and he's teasing as he teases the musical guests.
TMI with 2 eyes. I won't spell my name with 2 eyes. I wanted people to call me Nic Cage.
God, Nick.
Nick.
Okay. So before we get this on, this is great dialogue. Before we get this puppy castrated.
Oh God.
Before we get this puppy castrated, and he brings up the time. And you take the reins on this thing. I know you were happy as a clam with this part.
I got one last thing to say. To anyone wondering, Nick, is it true that you are really going to be the next Tiger King? Well, let me just say, if anybody besides Nicolas Cage plays Joe Exotic, it'll be because I was murdered by that bitch Carol Baskin.
God, so yeah, of course it's so funny. You and I.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear. I just wanted to hear it, and then Dragon Nicolas Cage even admits, like, "Oh, you think I can have a Southern accent?" And I'm like, "Yes, that's exactly how Nicolas Cage would play it. He wouldn't play it like, I'm gonna get murdered by that bitch Carol Baskin." It's like, no, it'd be like he'd play it exactly as Nicolas Cage, like, "Bitch Carol Baskin." So I really think I don't know, Dragon. Like, I really think he's gonna nail like exactly what the vibe of his Joe Exotic is gonna be like. We'll see though. Only time will tell.
Well, he cites the perfect example with Con Air, so it kind of paints a picture.
Right.
All right, let's see. So this has cracked me up a lot. Basically, this is kind of where I was really laughing off my seat here when it was just Says, I got one more bit in this, so I got one more bit in this piece, so I'll see you. Of course, because I felt so stupid because I didn't realize. Oh, yeah, he's going to introduce the musical guest. Why didn't I think of that? Because I was wondering. Man, I wonder when Cage is going to pop up again. But yeah, it did. And also with the now, folks, for those who have seen the individual video, we get a post credit scene with this.
Do we?
Yeah, it's like when I host, there's two cameras. Again, it's a little. Not much.
God.
Two cameras as he's pointing to the other camera to the side. I don't really think they even used, honestly, but still, second camera.
Very Wiseau-esque, Dragon. I'm gonna have two cameras. All right.
Film and digital.
So yeah, final thoughts. I just think that this is just it's almost like humble to see these guys go so far. I just really think they've established a niche and a fan base, and I think it's fair to say, Dragon, they are probably the most consistent sketch comedy team on YouTube right now, at least as far as we know of. And JGI at home, it's a byproduct of a terrible time, but man, it's a great product all the same. That's all I have to say about it. I can't wait to talk about the individual sketches in episode 2 because we got some great stuff.
That we do, of course. With the opening, we have the fun, self-aware comedy with Poncio and the whole bunch with the kind of more heightened, and of course with this Cage thing. We not only do we kind of get it's so funny with the Nic Cage stuff. We've gotten kind of our wish list for the Joshua Thomas Nic Cage impression because you fully got yours with this Tiger King bit.
Oh, I did.
I glimpsed mine a little bit in the first Nic Cage video with the Superman Lives reference. But that's the thing. I like that we're keeping the Nic Cage, the sketch show alive while encumbered with something like this. So it kind of gives hope that, JGI, that never count them down and out, kids. Never count them down and out because they're cooking stuff up. I mean, you never know. Nothing's going to stop these crazy kids. I mean, right now they're curb stomping SNL, and SNL's like, we tried to do it from home, but it just Pete Davidson closing a door or something. It's like, it's pathetic.
Dude, SNL at home is so bad. It's just, I don't even want to talk about it. I've tried watching it.
But again, folks, really this is I've seen people make their attempts, do their little reunion specials. Some of them okay, some of them ranging from I thought it was the best they were going to get. But again, JGI is just demonstrating if you're creative enough, if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish great things. I know it sounds like I'm just purely quoting Back to the Future there, but I just go with it. And point being, though, it's JGI, again, never put them in the corner, man. They know exactly what they're doing. They can think their way out of anything. Again, these guys know what they're doing with sketch comedy. This is just the opening we're talking about here, folks. You didn't even see like the stuff they've really impressed us all with this week, and we're going to recap that detail. We're going to build up a little supply. We're going to break it down for you individually. It's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned for that. And I guess that does it for now. Until the next exciting reach into the Just Giggle It grab bag.
Move!